Super Bowl Sunday can't stand in the way of the turtles of Grayskull, that is. Join us as we discuss the Wave 4 assortment figures right now on Toy Habits Live. And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat. Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits. I'm Michael.
And I'm the Toy Sorceress, and you're watching a special edition of Toy Habits Live. How's it going, Michael?
It's so special because everybody else is watching the Super Bowl.
Exactly. But what's going to make it special is we're breaking news live on the air on the stream. So that's why it's special.
That is very special. I totally agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm continuing to not watch the Super Bowl. I've never been into football, and it's never ever interested me at all.
Yeah, I mean, like my husband watches it, and that's like the only football he watches all year. But once in a while, I'll sit down and watch it with him. But I can care less.
Yeah.
I'd rather be doing this, right?
Oh, totally. I was like, we should have like a Toy Habits party instead of a Super Bowl party.
It's like the Toy Habits Bowl, right?
Yeah. There we go. One year, I decided to replace all of the incandescent lights in the house with LEDs, and it was on Super Bowl Sunday. So I was at Costco, and then my wife, like, I came home and with all these light bulbs, and she was like, "Are you doing Super Bulb Sunday?"
That's too funny. Well, at least I'm sure there was no line to check out.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there was nobody in there.
Everybody was watching the game, right?
Yeah.
And so besides that, how'd you spend the rest of your weekend? I know what I was doing.
Let's see. I got some bad news on my car. Needs lots of repairs. It's going to cost a lot of money. So I am trying to figure out what to do with the car situation. So yeah, a lot of time spent this weekend doing research on cars, which is not fun. So
that's never a fun thing. I was working really hard doing something fun, but like I am dead exhausted. And I've been posting pictures on Instagram. I finally got all of my bookshelves up, and I started unpacking my toy collection, which I've missed and had packed away for the last 6 months. I've got probably about half of it unpacked. I still have a lot more work to do, but it's like so much fun because my lifelong dream of having a really awesome toy room is starting to come true. I've worked really hard to get to this point.
Yeah.
And just getting to see like all the stuff, the things I love that like for years have just been packed away in totes and little containers, and I've never gotten to like really appreciate them. Getting to have a space to put those right now is just, it's making me feel so happy, and getting to share it with people and see their reactions is also that much more special. So I'm having a blast, but totally exhausted. And the Baroness came over yesterday. She helped me a little bit, but then she got distracted by all the toys and started being like, oh, I want to get that. I want to get that.
I totally see that. But
like Thundercats behind me, because my fault. Now she has a huge Thundercats collection.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, such a good influence.
I know. Speaking of the Baroness, I know she's in the chat, so let's check in with the chat, see who is all here and who's not watching the game, and gracing us with their presence, because I know it's a hard day for everybody. So we'll check in. We got Robert Allison Drini, crew member in the house. Todd Loves Toys, another one of our crew members, is here. Joshua Robbins, crew member, is also joining us. Catherine Jenkins is here. Studio Hedge Kenton, another crew member, is here. And speaking of the very only Baroness, it is Toy Habits time, Baroness of Toys, and thank you for helping me set up some of those O-rings yesterday. That was great. Edward Generazio is also here. Gilgamesh H is joining us. Schmetty 45, Jeffrey Mayfield, Michael Herrera, another one of our crew members, is joining us. Payne's Toy Sample with a great YouTube channel as well. Another one of our crew members is here, and Smitty X 1981. I think. We also got MOTU D, another one of our crew members here, and Hega. That's all I'm going to say because I don't want to screw up your name. Another one of our crew members is joining us. Matthias is also here. MOTU Prince, Zeus, Ramos. God, the line is getting bigger. Frankie Rivera is also joining us here. Black Phoenix 77. Kevin Florence. I only got one or two more, so we might as well finish everybody. Battle Armor Dad is also here, and Alf Alf is here. So
that's
good
awesome.
to see you all. It is Toy Habits time. Thanks for spending your Super Bowl Sunday with us, because I know a lot of people are busy watching the game. But Michael, we have a very exciting episode today.
Oh, we do. We have some big Turtles of Grayskull news. Before we dive into that, let's just say a quick hello to the crew. Yes, the crew is representing, and man, I thought there'd be like 10 people watching the stream, but there's a lot more than that, which is great.
Yeah, we got like 60 some odd people. It's pretty good.
That's awesome. Very cool. We can all share in our not love of football and our love of toys. And there's somebody that just came in who's watching from Italy. That's amazing. Wow. So cool. That's very, very cool. Yeah. So
there you go.
It's awesome. Yeah. So we got some fantastic Turtles of Grayskull news that we are happy to. And so we got some early information on the standard assortment and the deluxe assortment. So we should have fun because we don't have any pictures of these. And so we can only show either concepts or just like cartoon images or something. But
so
one of the
wave 4, these are going to just be the names, and we're sharing, whatever concepts we can. So let's dive in. Go ahead.
Let's do it. So for the first one, we saw the mutated He-Man in wave 1 or 2, and so now they're going to be making some turtleized battle armor He-Man, and so I have no idea what this thing will look like. Like, I hope that he's got some like turtleization in his armor, but what do you think this is going to be?
I'm guessing that if it's a battle armor He-Man, he may have a shell on his back to use as a shield, maybe some shell pauldrons on his shoulders, and then the kind of the typical battle armor on his chest, and then maybe like a shell motif on his belt. It could be, and then the rest is probably just He-Man. My guess, but what about you?
Just He-Man. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the shell on the back aspect of it, but I was thinking like they could do something really cool with the armor that rolls around in his chest cavity. It's like it's just so funny to think about.
Yeah, I know, right? I hope they keep that action feature in it and don't just put plates. I hate when they do chest plates.
Yeah, totally. MOTU Prince has a good idea. Yeah, and also, what are your ideas in the chat too? Let's talk about this. Let's see.
So what do you guys all think that they're going to do with this guy?
Green vac metal turtle texture armor. That sounds delicious.
Anything vac metal, I'll be like super happy about. So if they do that, by all means, that would look incredible. We already have seen shiny green vac metal with the staff for CamoCon, and it looks great.
Oh yeah, so, that looks awesome.
They've done green vac metal already, so we know they can do it.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and they've done a vac metal battle armor He-Man too in that Battlefield Warrior set.
Absolutely. So we know they can add color. They can do it in silver. So let's get a green vac metal He-Man. That's awesome. No pictures.
Totally. And Catherine, no, we don't have pictures. It's too early for that. And March Madness is coming up for the Masters of the Universe. So sometime in March, they're going to be dropping a bumload of images. And so I'm betting that we're going to see pictures coming in March. Also, Entertainment Earth has March spec'd out for a Masters of the Universe pre-order. So I'm sure they're going to update the day when it gets closer, but right now it's March 1st, which doesn't make sense because it's usually in the middle of the month when they drop all that stuff.
Absolutely. And I just want to give a little tip to everybody. I went to several Targets today just because we were kind of bored and, making our way around the city, seeing if there was anything new. But in 2 of the Targets I went to, I did notice that they got a restock of the Turtles of Grayskull Wave 1. So if you're looking for the figures, they're showing up on pegs.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it was so cool to go into a Target and actually see MOTU on the pegs again. Like, even though it's the MOTU crossover, it was just neat.
Yeah, and the Origins. I mean, we haven't seen Origins figures, new Origins figures on the pegs in the longest time. So that's been a lot of fun.
Yes. Alf says so they cured him from the mutagen and now he's in turtle battle armor. Yeah, doesn't everybody get battle armor when they get cured from the mutagen?
Apparently, that's like their prize or their trophy from coming out
Yeah.
of it.
MH Sam, he doesn't have a high expectations for this He-Man. He just wants to have pupils, which it makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes total
I
sense.
would love for him to have pupils, of course. How I love that idea, Baroness. The H on his chest will be pizza, cheese, or pepperoni. It'd be great if it was pepperoni pizza shape.
That would be so funny. Smetty,
That
this
would be
is
cool.
a standard figure. So we're going through the standard figures first, and we are gonna save the best for last, the deluxe
Yep.
figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, slice the pizza on the armor, bites taken out instead of battle damage. This is fun.
You
I
know what
love
he
this.
could do? You know what they
What?
should do that they've done with lots of like the Ultimates Raphael figures
What?
is they have a little hole through a slice of pizza that his side usually sits on. What if they included a slice of pizza as an accessory with He-Man that you can put his sword in? Has got a little
That would
hole
be
in the
cool.
slice of pizza, and then he can hold it to his sword. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. They're doing
Yeah,
so many wacky, like I wouldn't put anything past whatever they're doing with these figures because they've been great so
yeah,
far and they've been really, really creative.
yeah. I know
Um,
it's just been such a fun line.
oh, totally. Yeah. We'll circle back to that one, MH
Mhm.
Sam. Let's see what else is here. Oh, Ryan wants to know, is Krang out? I've been looking high and
Not
low
yet.
for Krang's listing on Walmart, and I don't know
Mhm.
why he's not out, but I can't seem to find any photos of Krang or any listings of Krang or anything at Walmart. What about you in your
Yeah.
area? Nothing, huh?
No, I've been looking and I haven't seen anything. There's a bunch of Moss fans now at my Walmarts, but well, only one of the
Yeah,
Walmarts really. So maybe that's the
it's
Walmart I
so
check to
weird.
look for Crane.
Yeah, it's so weird. Um, Thank you so much, Smitty, for the $2 super chat. Or sorry, Smitty. No pictures. It's too early for pictures because they're probably going to drop pictures during sometime in March when they do all of those March Masters of the Universe reveals, which I think hopefully we'll see at Comic-Con when they're there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be incredible. I can't wait for that. And it looks like Frankie says that he has his order in for Mossman at Toy Stalker. So, Frankie, can you confirm, is that the Turtles of Grayskull Deluxe Mossman, or are you talking about the Origins Blocked Mossman? Very curious to know. Also,
Ooh,
it looks like oh, my thing stuck. Shaky Sax is getting their Eternia tomorrow. That's awesome.
nice.
I have yet to get my shipping notice, but Michael, you got yours on Thursday or Friday, right?
Yeah, it said it was delayed. There's probably some weather thing, and it says it's going to get delivered February 16th.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sorry I got it for a second, but what I was
That's
grabbing
okay.
was
I
at
was like, where'd you
least
go?
King Grayskull made it to my house, but
Oh,
no
cool.
Eternia
Yeah.
shipping. I feel like I'm in the same boat that Pixel Down was complaining about the other day. He got his King Grayskull and no Eternia ship notice.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, I guess they wouldn't have a shipping notice for it because the listing is just for Eternia, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know why they
Well,
ship.
not for King Grayskull. I wasn't expecting a ship notice for this, but I haven't got a ship notice for Eternia.
Oh, right.
However, I was worried that King Grayskull was going to show up at my old house because I didn't
Oh,
know
right.
when my address change went in. So I actually had text my real estate agent to see
Yeah.
if the box went there. Luckily, he made it to my house like 2 days ago.
Yes. Let's see. Jeffrey thinks Krang was supposed to be March 1st. Well, that's great because then I can stop looking. So I guess,
Oh,
yeah.
that would be
It's
really
weird
cool.
because I would have thought that Krang would have dropped with Mousejaw because they're the same deluxe,
You'd think,
assortment
right?
for wave one. But
But
who knows?
you know, it's funny
Walmart always
because
sucks.
yeah, Walmart's kind of sucky that way. But what I was gonna say is because it's not build a figure exclusive. Maybe there's just totally separate timing, even though it's the same wave. Like it, maybe they're just shipping them out separately. I just wanted to pull this out in case anyone wants to see King Grayskull, you know, up close and personal. I love, 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 love this card back. It is incredible. And then the artwork there with the lion from the central tower right here. This is like so cool. But Michael, can I have a little bit of this is so satisfying to see this card back, because what have we been screaming from the rooftops since early last year and predicting that was going to come to MOTU in 2024?
Powers of Grayskull, baby.
Powers of Grayskull. We've been saying it, and I just feel so vindicated that and happy that we're going to get these. But this is awesome seeing this card back.
Totally. Totally. And thank you so much, Daniel, for the $2 super chat. Zorana likes my turtle without battle armor. We're just going to leave it there. You know, like sometimes you like to take the armor off and just wear your regular chest harness. So to each his own.
There you go.
Good. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they could do with a turtleized battle armor. So
yeah.
All right.
So
let's mosey on down to our next figure. So April is supposed to be joining the line in wave 4, and typically she's in her yellow news reporter romper or jumper or whatever the heck that is,
jumpsuit or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like she's usually in her yellow outfit. We don't know how she's going to be turtleized for the line, or it could be that she is MOTUized in some form, right? Like she'll probably be opposite because she is a Ninja Turtle character. So we don't know how she's going to get the whole treatment, and maybe she'll get an outfit like Teela. Who knows?
Oh, totally.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe they go the opposite way and just make her more MOTU style.
Yeah, that would be fun. I forget, somebody was saying that they need more females in the line. Oh, it was MH Sam, we're gonna circle back to that, but totally agree. Like there's not a ton of females in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like cartoon. It's basically April and somebody else.
Right, I think it is. Yeah. So there's like 2.
I would think. I'm guessing like we threw in a Super 7 Ultimates version of April because that's really the only like ninja-ized April I could find. And so this would make an interesting addition if they kind of went this way with the MOTU Origin buck or the turtle buck.
Yeah, I can absolutely see them. Hello, Mr. Eldor there. I can see them using Teela's buck for April. Maybe doing a combination of kind of a Teela outfit with some kind of turtleized shell armor on her. Of course, she'll have her really cool orange, or red hair, and something about her will be slightly ninja-ized, and also, have like battle armor on her. So I think she's going to be a really cool character.
I think she will be too. It's funny that it's interesting kind of knowing like where they're going with the line, and just like there's a lot of figures that they could still do for this line, but it's funny because Highly and Dread, no, Comic-Con is in July. We were just saying that Mattel drops the all of their like March Madness pre-orders. They did it last year or the year before. They just dropped probably like 30 or 40 figures in 1 week in March, or either one day or a week. They'll spread it out. So.
And apparently applying for press badges is at the end of January. So who knew? I'm like, Comic-Con's in July. Why was that so early? I'm just
I know, right? Yeah. But that's funny. Let's see. Oh yeah. So April, it's definitely a must-have in the line. It's interesting to see just other characters that are not from Masters of the Universe, especially a female character, and like how they'll do, that character. And they're usually just going to be reusing basically the ladies buck, I'm sure, from well, they have 2 now. They can use the Cartoon Collection one or the Origins one because it's one and the same.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think, it's going to be pretty cool that they'll be able to reuse the buck. And of course, we had to get April on the line. That was a given. So it's nice to know that she is coming to Wave 4. And it looks like Frankie just dropped us the link to Toy Stalker Mossman Deluxe.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So we'll
Yeah,
take a look
Mr.
at
Home
that.
Arcade too texted that as well. I just I can't multitask.
Oh.
So like
No, I'm gonna take a look at it right now as we keep going. I'm just trying to get my Discord open. But
yes. I just want to say hello to Yurko, who is joining us from Chile. He is the wonderful 3D artist. I don't actually what do you call yourself, Yurko? He designs all these wonderful blueprints that people can print 3D his work in 3D plastic, which is cool. So like Mr. Home Arcade made the Filmation attack track. And I think Mr. Home Arcade also printed some of Eterna's Palace or all of it. Keep me honest, Mr. Home Arcade, but good to see you in the chat.
And I've got that listing for Mossman pulled up now, but it does look like he is on
what site is that
website. Toy Stalker, I believe. Hold on.
What is that?
It's a retail, like a toy collecting retail site.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
I'm just trying
to get
this
awesome.
tab. Okay, here we go. Can you
oh my gosh,
can you see my screen?
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so Toy Stalker is just like a like a toy shop, online toy shop.
Oh,
it
neat.
looks like they've got Mossman already listed. And the
cool.
release date here says it doesn't. I'm trying to find
Nothing.
Thank you for sending this, by the way.
Yes.
There is no release date, so that's a good question. But we know he's coming. We've already seen his images. It's not a surprise, but it is cool that he's on there and he's listed for $30.99, which looks like close to the retail price. I mean, he's usually like $25, so that's actually not too bad.
Yeah. Mr. Home Arcade, when you 3D print that Horde tank, you need to send me some pictures because that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
it's going to be so cool.
Really awesome.
MH Sam has an interesting idea on. Oops, where does she? Oh, there she is. Maybe April will reuse Lady Slithers for fur trunks and a new torso. That's interesting.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yes, we will.
Moving on to number 3.
Number 3, we have some version of Hordak coming, and we knew this because Hordak was in the kind of very cool digital art that they made when they announced the line. So be super interesting to see what direction they take with this guy.
And this was a really good image because we don't know if it's going to be his vintage style Hordak turtleized somehow, or is it going to be more of the Filmation-y blue, with the white face style Hordak. But it's awesome that he's coming to the line. Of course, we had to get Hordak there. We knew he was coming because he was in that poster art. So I think that, this one isn't an obvious choice, but it's a cool release nonetheless. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of treatment he gets.
Totally. I'm gonna drop in this. You know what I'm guessing here is this shield lines up with Hordak. This is where the shield is going to be coming.
Yeah, that actually could be absolutely true. And I just wanted to plus in Catherine Jenkins' comment because April as the sorceress would be freaking awesome. I love that idea. Catherine, you are a genius. Like, that would be super, super cool. I didn't even think about it.
That would be so cool. Yeah, because they need to have some MOTU continuity for like the mini comics and also just the line for itself. It can't just be like a random mishmash of characters. Maybe that's why the WWE Masters of the Universe and WWE figures stopped. There's like they could have gone so far with that, but they didn't.
They could, but yeah, I'm actually enjoying the more classic design of the WWE figures and like their entrance outfits and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Toy Hunter Paulo, such a pleasure to see you in the wild. I was not at the antique fair today, but we probably are going to be going when it's better weather and not super raining and muddy. But yeah, please hold me to that. We'll make make bets. Like people bet on the Super Bowl. Let's bet on who the
Whose
shield is
shield that
going to
was.
end
They
up
have
with,
to use
right?
it somewhere. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody picked it up in the little accessory room and used it in the wrong photo. And I want to give a big shout out to Joe Coleman, one of our
Oh,
awesome crew members. It is Toy Habits time. It's okay you're late, Joe, but you're here for the fun. Yeah, so I think that would actually really line up great with him because that's you know, I mean, even though it's like a kabuki mask, it's Hordak-ish
yeah.
looking. Right?
Oh,
It's got a
totally.
little bit of that face. Yeah.
Oh, totally. I totally forgot that we also dropped the poll in here too. So I was just asking, like, we were just
Right.
asking, like, what shield does it belong to? The heroic warriors, evil warriors, or the horde? And the horde looks like it is out in front.
Mhm.
So the
Yeah.
people have spoken.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. Um, and I absolutely would go with him. I expect him to maybe have some arm attachment or something like that. That's kind of cool.
Yes.
And
Pizza
you know,
shooter. I don't know.
a pizza. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Or like,
How awesome is
actually,
that?
that reminds me of, like, because I'm super new to the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles and just learning about them. But when I was in like Target or Walmart or somewhere, they had like the
Walmart.
pizza shooting ones.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I was like, that could be a cool thing for battle armor He-Man too. He could shoot out pizzas.
Yeah. Shooting pizza out of his battle armor. How awesome would that be? Though you can
Yeah.
combine your idea and the Baroness's idea of him coming with pizza.
Yes.
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
Hurricane Hordak would be cool because they still
Mhm.
haven't made that in Origins. So maybe
No.
they're. This is what I thought about the Masters of the WWE Universe crossovers when they were doing it. They were just kind of
Mhm.
testing out like what they could do and like making the molds for the Origins figures. And so maybe they're going
Yeah,
to be making some bucks or making some accessories that could kind of pull double duty for both lines.
absolutely. I mean, I think that would be really cool.
Yes. We are all well. Thank you so much, TJC. So
Good to
yeah,
see you.
Hordak would be great. We want to dive into the last standard figure.
Yeah, let's
All
do
right,
it.
let's do it. So the next standard figure is going to be some version or of an alternate Leonardo. And so we're kind of
Mhm.
looking back in Turtles history and like given how Beastman came out,
Mhm.
I'm Toy Hunters Hollow can hold me to this too. I strongly believe that he'll have some resemblance to this Sewer Samurai Leo. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely can see that happening. I think that would be really cool. And Sewer Samurai Leo is probably his most obvious variant when you think of a variant of Leonardo. So it would totally make sense. And they would go with the line wonderfully. So I like that
Yes.
idea.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
funny. I don't have a picture of the back of it, but the back of his helmet looks exactly like how Beastman's helmet was
Oh yeah,
sculpted in
yeah.
there too.
Mhm.
Does this particular version does that share like the torso or that gold piece with like Metal Bato? Not Metal Bato. Who the heck is that one? Who the heck is that turtle? Uh, Metal. No,
Metalhead, Metalhead.
Metalhead. Yes, thank you.
It's close. It's
It's close.
close.
Okay. All right.
Very similar. Yeah, it is
Yes.
very similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this would look really cool. I'm wondering, what do you all think in the chat? Yeah, Metalhead. Thank you. I actually got an Ultimate Metalhead for Various for the holidays, so
Yeah.
that's how I remembered.
It's funny. Like
But
I guess this is how it is with all the lines. Hasbro does this. Mattel does this. It's too early for repaints, but I'm
mhm.
hoping it's something more along the lines of just like a newer armor.
Yep,
But
yep.
looking back at like the Turtles action figure history, like there were so many Leonardo, like there were so many turtles, right? It just
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
the standard turtle.
they made dozens of them, like dozens and dozens of different variations. There are like
All of
so
them. And
many.
like,
So of course this line has to have a variant already of Leo. I know it's kind of quick, but you know, uh, we got Nunya Biz says anti Eternia Leonardo. That could
yeah,
be that could be a pretty cool one.
that would be
Um,
interesting. Gilgamesh. I don't like that they're reusing characters when there's so many left to choose from. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they're doing this because they have to recoup all of their money for this tooling, and so they're trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
out
Yep.
how to stretch it out. They're going to make some money, but it's kind of a double-edged sword because all the stuff funds the future of the line, and so like
Mm-hmm.
the Masters of the WD universe, it stopped, I think, at what, wave 8 or 9, and then they didn't have
Mm-hmm.
any more. And I guess they were moving to the WWE Superstars line, but there's like 400 or 500 wrestlers that they could do for that line, but they stopped.
Exactly. Exactly. But I mean, it makes sense. They have to make some money back. They have the tooling already. You know, they change a few parts and then they can whip him out. You know, everybody's got bills to pay. So
Oh, totally.
that's
Totally.
their way. Mhm.
Yes, they could totally make a Leo faker. He was making a pun.
Yeah.
I love that. um, this would be interesting, like a Manny Faces. Is there a turtle character that could kind of have like 3 of those personalities?
Not that I can think of. That's a really good question.
That'd be super cool. Like anything
Really
Manny
cool.
Faces or like Mechanic or something. They should have made like
Yeah,
Metalbot or like Mechanic.
they could have. That would have been pretty cool. But then they would have needed more deluxe figures for the build a figure parts.
Yes,
All the
that's
neck extensions.
that is true. So that, let's see, we got Mutagen Man. Yeah, there's so many things they could do with the
Mm-hmm.
turtle line, and I actually hope it continues because it's really creative what they're doing, and I know it's not for everybody, but it helps fund everything. Like the Rulers of the Sun help fund the MOTU characters, and like all of their other sublines that they're in do it too. So
Yeah.
if there's enough of a demand for part of the
Yeah.
collectors out there, that's probably enough to keep Mattel happy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now we're gonna take a twist and take a
Ooh.
look at the deluxe figures. And there is
Yeah,
a surprise in there, I got to
yes,
say.
I saved that one for last. So
Of
I
course.
did okay, I did change the order a
I
bit,
know that.
but
No, it's fine. I know
Mer-Man,
that.
yes, Mer-Man is
Ooh.
going to be joining the deluxe set of figures. And when you were looking at these photos, like what were you thinking they could do with this figure?
I instantly thought to myself, okay, Merman is going to be a deluxe figure, and they're gonna just reuse Lady Slither's tail. I mean, it's so obvious,
Yeah.
right? I hope they pack him with both legs and the tail, so then we have the option to display him either way. But it totally makes sense. Merman has gotten into the mutagen ooze. He drank some of the Kool-Aid, and now he's
Oh
got a
gosh,
tail. Well, there you
such a bad
go.
reference. Oh, God.
I know, right?
Anyway,
I mean, what did you think when you saw this? I did the mini comic review on this, and
yeah.
I saw it for the first time because we got some photos of it early on, and I was like, oh my god, like totally gonna make this. I know it. And then he
Oh,
showed up
totally.
on the list.
Yeah, this one surprised me because like my head doesn't go with like a mer or like ocean character with a snake tail. So like this
I
was the furthest
totally
from my
agree.
mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I think Hega picked up on this as well. Like, okay,
Hmm.
that's where they're going to reuse her tail. Yeah, they're going to reuse her tail with the Necroconda figure and that red unnamed figure that was on the Mossman box art. So they have a lot more stuff that they could do with this tail.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's really
They got
cool. Yeah,
to get their money's worth,
yeah. Oh,
right?
totally,
There was a lot of
totally.
tooling and engineering put into that. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's
yeah.
it's especially because like Necroconda too is just it's a mashup of all part.
Hmm.
There's no unique parts in Necroconda, so they're just making characters
Hmm.
out of all the parts that they have, and people will buy them because they're cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just to answer,
Oh,
sorry, go
one
ahead.
sec.
More illegal snake
Yes,
tail.
thank you.
That's,
Like that,
that's true.
it's like it's that connection that needs to be made for me sometimes. I was like, okay, yes, the eels. Thank you, Hega. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. And then Nunya Biz, Casey Jones, and Tila are part of Wave 3. Just to answer your question.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, we had found out that information back in December of 2023. And so, yeah, there's it's hard to keep everything straight, even just for us too.
I know. I had to like reel back and be like, oh yeah, we already broke that news. Yeah, so this is going to be a really cool Mer-Man.
Yeah.
Allison Troy is here. Greetings,
The
toy
retro
amateurs.
toy princess is here.
Yeah. And as we were speaking, a couple of my rulers of the sun took a huge nosedive off the top shelf.
Oh geez, yeah.
I don't know if you heard that.
No, I'm looking for stuff that's going to prevent the nosedives, because I have dominoes going behind me with my Masterverse figures. So.
Oh really? Yeah. So those Origins figures, like they have loose ankles.
Yeah, they do. Let's see. Nuno Biz. Thought we were discussing Wave 3. Oh no, we talked about Wave 3 back in December. So
this is Wave 4. This is all news to everybody, and
yes.
we haven't even broken this on our website yet, which we will shortly.
So, yes, you all watching are the first to know it. I was just gonna pull up just a Wave 3 image if I can search for it really quickly just to see. Well, there's the
absolutely. So yeah, so we're talking Wave 4, and we haven't broke this on the website yet. Wave 3 we've already talked about, but that is Michelangelo, Casey Jones, Skeletor, and Tila.
Yes, Tila's gonna look freaking insane. I'm so happy with that one.
Oh
yeah.
And
then the deluxe figures are Leatherhead and Splinter. So
for Wave 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of Splinter, my plot Splinter Ultimates shipped.
Ooh, excellent.
Ooh, can't wait for that one. from
totally.
Super
and now you have a place to put them, which is great. You don't have to like unwrap it and put it away. You can display it.
Exactly. He's going to be out, my furry Splinter. I can't wait. But I am most excited about this next one. And just an FYI, the images that you are going to see is me having way too much fun on Photoshop, because I just had to do this. It's not official. I was playing around with it. And Michael, I'm just going to give you the drum roll. The next and final deluxe figure of Wave 4 is
bam. Let's do it.
There you go. Too bad.
It is. Oh my gosh. Like
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh my gosh. This when I saw like the words come by of like this like mashup, like you did an amazing job like with Photoshop. Like you could totally see that this could be something that they would produce, right?
Oh, totally. It is weird, Jeffrey. Jeffrey says it's weird, but
yeah.
I thought it was pretty fun. And Joe says this must happen. So I don't know if he's gonna really be a mashup of half, Bebop on half Rocksteady like we have on the left, or is he gonna kind of look like Too Bad with the characters' heads and maybe some more MOTU-ized outfit or something like that, like we have on the right?
Yeah, and I guess this is why Mattel was waiting so long to put out Too Bad, because they've made the mold, I guess, with this figure, and so Too Bad should not be. Hopefully, he'll be coming this year, which would be awesome. Ooh, you know what would be amazing to see is Too Bad in the March reveals.
Oh my god, he's got to be coming. He's had like 4 or 5 teases. We've been talking about this forever. We know they're going to finish the vintage line. And so that brings me to, because Michael, this buck, it's going to be expensive. It's all new tooling. It's got to fit 2 heads. The engineering is going to be a little different. So that brings me to, what are they going to do with the torso portion? I mean, the arms are always interchangeable, right? And the legs. That's not so hard, but the torso is the most expensive part of this tooling and the hardest engineering that they have to do. Are they really going to maybe do a Too Bad torso buck and then maybe add like armor or chest pieces or something to make them look more like Bebop and Rocksteady, so they could really reuse the body part?
I think you're 100% dead on with that, because that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, that Too Bad is going to come with removable armor, right? Because that's what they're doing with the Origins line. But Yeah, it's got to have that like Masters of the Universe, like hulky kind of feel to it too.
But
And so I
yep,
feel like they're just going to be painting like I think they'll put paint to make it look like Bebop and Rocksteady on the upper torso, and then when they get to Too Bad, it's going to be just another repaint of that same upper torso.
exactly. So, of course, that means we're going to be getting a Too Bad for the Origins line. And I think they're going to build this so that they can absolutely reuse it for both figures. They
Yeah.
have to. At least like I said, at least the chest portion of it, the torso.
If Yurko is still on, can you like make a 3D print of what the toy sorceress made for Bebop and Rocksteady? That would be so amazing. Somebody could do
Oh
that.
my god,
It's like,
I would love that. This was just so much fun to put together. I was like, okay, how do I where am I gonna split the two characters in half and like the belt
yeah,
and like their putting the little necklace across both of them. It was just way too much fun.
yeah. And then so this one too is gonna come with metal Bato parts because this one is
Hmm.
exclusive to Target, which is cool. Like Mer-Man is great, and good luck finding him at Walmart. He'll never go up like Krang, but at least we'll
Exactly.
get the build of figures a slam dunk because now the mouse jaws
Mhm.
are peg warming at my Target.
Yeah,
It's yeah,
mine too. They're like four plus deep on the shelf, so
yes.
I think it's
Oh
gonna
my
be easy
gosh,
to
this
find.
Hylian Dread, this it'd be a fun thing to do is like
Oh,
if you
it'd be
like
so cool.
what are they gonna do after wave 4, right? Because we don't know anything after wave 4. So like Hylian Dread is like they can make a foot soldier modulok. It's like they can do so many crazy things, right?
Hmm. That would be a lot of fun to have a foot soldier modulok. And they could still use most of the modulok pieces, maybe change out like his feet and his head and like maybe some parts of his his arms or something to make
Yes.
him look a little bit more foot soldier like. But that would be really awesome.
I do like Bebop and Rocksteady's heads on the two bed book though. I have to say, you did a bang up job with this. Like when you showed me those pictures, I was like the one that you made on the left, like it looks like it could totally be a produced figure. I'm like, how did you do that?
No. I know. I had way too much fun like making
Like
that
e-
image. It was
even
just
the
great.
even the necklace, like it looks like it's going around both of their heads.
Hmm. Yeah, it was all
So cool.
purposeful.
That's
I even
awesome.
aligned their belts and everything.
Giraffe is sneaking in here. So great to see you finally putting your bathing suit on and getting in the hot tub. So that was fun.
Oh yeah, we
uh,
finally got to meet Giraffe, so that was so cool that Giraffe joined us. Um, so happy to see you
uh,
in the chat.
totally. Hega, yes, it's definitely crazy that they'll probably put out a too bad type figure before they actually put out a proper too bad figure. But I think that's their MO. Sometimes Hasbro does this with their GI Joe classified series, like they release the Tiger Force Outback before the regular Outback, but it's just a
Yep,
simple repaint, but not as complicated as the tooling for these figures.
exactly.
Oh, jeez.
But this
You're
this one was
right.
absolutely my favorite from the list.
Oh my gosh, yeah, totally. I'm so looking forward to what they could do with this because like, well, one, it's exciting to see just the mashup that they could do, but then it's like, where's Too Bad? When's he gonna come?
I know, but like that just means that guarantees that we're getting them in Origins. Like, you know,
Totally. You know where he's gonna be though in July is in the display at Comic-Con. I'm just saying.
I cannot
That's gonna be so
wait.
fun.
I
Yes,
know. I am so excited.
we have tickets for preview night too, so we are gonna try our darndest to get as many pictures as we
Mhm.
can out. Yeah, it's gonna be
Absolutely.
really fun and challenging to cover this on the floor because we've never done that before.
I know. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that we didn't get press passes because like I think we're gonna struggle to cover as much as we can as it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's funny. I was reading actually I read the FAQs on the press badge and it's like press does not get like into the panels. They have to wait like everybody else and like on and on and on. And I was like,
Oh,
what why is it
well, what the
cool to
heck
have
is
a
it
press?
good for then?
they have a press room, which we, we'll just sit on the
Yeah.
con floor, like with everybody. I don't want to be in a room.
Yeah, I know. That's so true. So screw that malarkey. I guess next year.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ken, for dropping in. Super Bowl making me miss toy habits. Hello, chat. What is up, Ken? Bring on the Delta 17. We're ready.
Yes. Oh, Ken, so happy to see you. I am so excited about that Delta 17, and I gotta pick out a nice spot on my shelves for all those awesome figures. I know they are on their way from across the border, so hopefully Ken and his team will get that website up and running soon.
Nice. What do you think they'll do with the Krang body for Origins? Oh, interesting. I don't know. Would they reuse that Krang body for anything? I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. Maybe it's for something else, but I can't see it used in the Origins line at all.
Yeah, I don't think there's any MOTU character that they could use it for. But the genius part of it is that like it's the torso, and then it pegs into the little section with the Krang brain, and then that pegs into the loincloth, part of the waist or whatever. So it's really just a little added piece, and they're not missing anything. I mean, Megator, yes, but I'm still hoping like Megator is going to be bigger than that.
Yeah, I am too. I was just thinking that. I was like, yeah, they could do Megator, but they need to do a proper Megator that's, at least whatever 10 or 12 inches that it was. With rooted hair, come on.
Oh, come on. I know. I've got like the Titus Classics, but it's not the same. I need the rooted hair on both of them.
Right. And like if like Mattel has been doing rooted hair for like how many years has Barbie gone on? It's like they could just throw Megator through the rooted hair factory and be good.
And if it's a matter of price, like would you all mind paying an extra like $10 or something? I wouldn't mind to get rooted hair on my 2 giant figures.
Yeah, rooted hair and in the like vintage style box, like slam dunk. I would definitely pay. Not that we want to pay more, but yes, I'm sure they will take advantage of that.
Yep. And if you head over to toyhabits.com right now and you want to see still images of all the news we just broke, it is now on our website. But all of you got to hear this news before anybody else on the rest of the planet. So you are all very special.
I'm like, yeah, it's so funny. I was wondering what you're doing. So funny.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was a little distracted.
No, it's all right.
Like trying to get the news out while we were on the air.
Sometimes when we're guesting on other streams, like if it's the both of us and something drops, like one of us will take it and look distracted. It's kind of funny.
I thought I played that off fairly well, but I guess not.
Yes. So funny. But when it's rooted hair, it becomes a doll. Yeah, doll action figure, call it what you want. Yes, news, not Super Bowl news, not football news, it's toy news. So yeah, this guy is what I think everybody is waiting for. And I think they have like maybe 15 more figures to make in the what they're calling the Vintage Origins line. But I really hope we don't get the slow like bleed of one a month from Mattel Creations. Like it was dry for a bit, and then we have Rock On coming. But that actually reminds me, Rock On images should be dropping probably soon, right?
Really soon. Yeah. Because that's on Friday. He's coming up. So I'm actually going to check Mattel Creations right now and see if there's any information on him. Doesn't look like they have it yet. But usually they do it, a few days before the drop.
Yeah, I'm expecting like either Monday or Tuesday because I think they need to give people a little bit more notice than this would be nice. It's like they know it's coming.
They always pick the days that I'm like most busy at work. To drop
Nuno, any idea if Wave 4 Turtles of Grayskull will be the end? Who knows? With the release of Wave 3, we'll see what they're teasing and also the release of Wave 4. So if there's nice meaty teases, then that means the line is doing well. If we keep seeing the same characters, maybe it's done. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's a great question. I don't want it to end.
Do you want to see the line keep going?
Yeah. I wouldn't want it to end prematurely like the the WWE or the Masters of the WWE Superstars line. That's funny. I was cleaning out my room just to move some stuff to the garage when it's ready, and I found all of my Masters WWE figures finally. They were just in a box.
Oh, how funny. Yeah. I
Let's
mean,
see.
it was a cool one.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get the vintage movie figures in Origins? I think so. I think they're gonna make all of the figures that they made. They would be silly not to make the movie figures because it was kind of a random selection. What was it? Blade, Gwildor.
Yeah.
Who else? Was
Was
that
that like
it?
it?
I don't
I
know.
think that was it.
Okay. It's like okay. Oh,
Let's see.
Sarod they made too. That was just
Oh, Suraj. Yeah.
yeah,
Just
it's
those
hard to
three.
jog my memory. But yeah,
No.
so that was the news for the Turtles of Grayskull. Super excited about
Mhm.
the standard figures, even though we're gonna get like a Leo, that's an alternate, whatever he's gonna be. But I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with these figures.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool, and I can't wait till we actually get some official images on them. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, it's fun to know what's coming in the next wave.
Totally. Mr. Ozone, Michelangelo is coming in wave 3. So
Mhm.
who knows if he's going to be the blonde Michelangelo in the comic. I wonder if they make like a hairpiece for him.
Yeah, I don't get that part of it, but he is battle armor Michelangelo, so that'll give us an idea maybe what they're gonna do with the battle armor turtleized He-Man. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be awesome. Let's see. Anybody in the chat order Eternia playset? Just drop a yes, drop a no. It's totally fine. We're just going to transition into just
Mhm.
something that is super interesting. Still Masters of the Universe, but it was a piece that was left out of the Eternia of that crowdfund,
Mhm.
and it was an historic piece because they had
Yeah.
this basically the premise for Eternia was to connect Eternia to Snake Mountain and connect Eternia
Mhm.
to Castle Grayskull with these bridges and ramps. So you can see
Yeah.
at the bottom here, there's a ramp going down that's connecting the Viper Tower to Snake Mountain, and which
Ah.
we got in the Eternia playset. So this is the vintage set right now, and you see this bridge coming across as well. So that's supposed to connect the Grayskull Tower to Castle Grayskull. So
Yeah.
Yurko, who was in the chat earlier, I don't know if he's still on right now. He's like the master 3D blueprint person for MOTU. He is so passionate about the line, and he makes all this cool stuff. And he was talking with one of his friends, and they realized that they actually left this part out. So there's no bridge to Castle
A bridge to
Grayskull from
nowhere.
Eternia, but they made the snake ramp. So like why?
Yeah.
What is that? Um, but
Good question.
yeah, you should totally. Actually, he's giving it away for free. So if you go onto Cults 3D, you can check out Yurko's Cults 3D page. If you go onto the website, you can look up the article, and there's a link to his his stuff. But yeah, it was actually very interesting because this piece has a lot of history because it was it's I think this was
Mhm.
a prototype of it in
Yeah.
in like these shots and stuff where like this blue ramp is
Yeah.
coming down, but you can also see that it's also um in the instructions for the vintage set too. So they have
Mhm.
this thing called the castle ramp, and it was a vintage piece. And so super interesting and creative idea. Yurko actually printed one bridge for the massive upgrade to the MOTU Origin set, and
Yeah.
he printed a smaller one if you had lost, like if you happen to have a vintage Eternia and lost, or you need to complete that part. He's making a vintage scaled castle ramp, which is awesome. So I think it's awesome. It's very
Yeah,
cool.
I think that's gonna be really cool, and it's incredible that he's doing this kind of custom work for all of the collectors and kind of finalizing or finishing off something that was missing in the Eternia set.
Yeah, and
yeah, I mean that's going to be really cool.
speaking of something missing, like I remember them. So this is actually an official Masters of the Universe drawing and sketch, because you have the moat
Mhm.
monster down here. They're trying to see the scale
Mhm.
of like how the Masterverse figures fit in there, but I thought they were going to make
Yeah.
some form of updated connection to Grayskull and to Snake Mountain. So I think Yurko is also working on designs for these if he hasn't already, but I think this was a huge miss, and I'm not sure why they didn't make some form of connection like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of odd that they didn't include that in there. I mean, maybe I don't know if it got in the way of like the tram, like the track, but it still doesn't make sense why they would have missed it.
Yeah, highly in dread. I think Mattel just thought it was pointless to add weight to the railing, so it didn't keep the Eternia from breaking. It totally could,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
for historical
Wait.
purposes, I thought this was an interesting thing. And this is actually a picture
Mhm.
of one of Yurko's friends actually helped him with the scaling and the sizing of this, so he could get it accurate in the STL 3D file. So that's what it looks like. So it's kind of cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Secrets of Eternia set with Keklar. There we go. That's going to be the next when Mattel returns to PowerCon. It's going to
There
be
you go.
Secrets of Eternia. Allison is always
That would
thinking.
be good.
It's so cool. Um,
Yeah.
awesome. So let's see. So I think that was the bulk of the MOTU news from last week.
Mhm.
It was pretty light on the MOTU news. We got
Yeah.
a really interesting drop sometime last week. I forget,
Yes.
on February 8th. So if you collect the Super 7 Ultimate Silverhawks, it was announced that they're going to be making the Copper Kid and Space Racer, which it was an unproduced toy. So it showed up in some toy
Yeah.
catalog, but they're finally going to make it, and Super 7 is going to make it happen.
That's really cool. And so I was hoping that this was going to be like the back metal version of Copper Kid, but it's not. It's like the cartoon, the animated versions, just like
Oh yeah,
the other figures.
yeah.
I mean, I'm still getting him. He's really neat. Um, but I don't know if maybe they just want to see how those first two back metal figures come out. I mean, were you hoping for the back metal version of him?
I am, and like I'm not sure. Are the figures that they use in these shots, are they still digital, or do they have some prototype? And I guess what I'm trying to get at is like the shiny vac metal ones were called the cartoon ones, right? And so I'm thinking that this is
Well,
I
the toy
think they're gonna,
versions.
like, when it's gonna actually be produced, maybe they're gonna go with the toy
Hmm.
version. And maybe they can't like do a prototype of that vac metal maybe now. I have no idea.
Yeah. So yeah, these are all just digital renders. Of the figure. They don't. This is not a production version, but uh, you know, again, it does look like it's just the cartoon
It's like a
version of
matte.
it and not the full version. Yeah, like the matte
It's like the
finish.
first ones that they came out with, right? That were like
Yeah,
matte, and then they wowed us with
yeah.
the like once we bought those, then they wowed us with the with the other ones that we're gonna get because we need to have them.
I know. I know. And it's funny. Like I had them packed up for 6 months in plastic baggies, and when I pulled out either steel wheel or bluegrass, I don't know which ones, I saw a little bit of blue kind of flaking in my plastic bag.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
even those, they have a little bit of pearlescence on their paint.
Yep.
I don't know if that like slightly flakes off. But in any case, making these Silverhawks is a very complicated process. Whether they're the matte finish ones or the vac metal ones, they're a little bit
Yeah.
fragile.
This thing is probably gonna come out great because like I was super happy with
Hmm.
the electrocharger. Like they did a really good job
Oh
on
yeah.
that. Granted, it was a lot of money, but there's a lot of quality in plastic that gets poured in and thinking into making all this stuff.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So
Ryan needs to get into the Silverhawks. Yes, it's a slippery slopes. It's like,
it is. It absolutely is, because
But actually, it's a good time right now because I think Entertainment Earth I think they had put some of their Silverhawks on discount. So yeah, if you go through our site, you can, if they're in stock, you can get an extra 10% off too. So there you go.
yeah, use the code Toy Habits, 10% off and free shipping over $79.
Totally.
Yeah,
And
but
yeah,
this one's awesome. I love
some of the look at the
it.
paneling, and it kind of reminds me of the Electrocharger, kind of the way that they've done the paneling and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's
that's gonna
very
be really
cool.
cool.
So I want to ask everyone here. So they've been doing these super packs for a while now, like, and you only get them when you order directly from Super 7. Like, are you ordering directly so you can get these packs? And or who is doing it?
I haven't yet ordered an entire wave since they've been starting to do the super packs, and it's just been bad timing because for Super 7 you have to pay for it right away.
Yeah.
So I've been just like cherry picking my figures and then ordering them from either Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store, depending on where it was available, and that way I don't get charged until they ship, because it's going to be a year and a half or whatever it is, or
Oh,
a
that's
year
right.
out.
I
To save me
forget
some
about
money.
that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's enticing to get these,
yeah.
you know.
So far, these packs have not made me go pre-order them from Super 7, but I totally forgot that they also charge you, and that's a hefty bill if you're also buying multiple sublines of Ultimates, right?
Yeah.
It
I
adds
mean,
up
some
really
people like to like get it out of the way, pay for it, and then not think about it like when the figure ships when the time comes. But I'm all about kicking the can down the road, and I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather wait to pay for stuff. But that's just me.
Yeah, and thank you, Beth, for the reminder. Yes, if you are watching, please smash that like button because it tells YouTube to send our stuff to other people that are interested in it, and it just keeps the channel super healthy. Joshua, no, I don't think it's sad or selfish to start a GoFundMe page. Good luck with that. But yeah, the prices on eBay are horrendous at the moment, and yeah, they're a lot. So oh yes, Toy Hunters Hollow, who actually I think the day before had put out an Instagram post about the Copper Kid and Space Racer just dropping at some point in the future, and then the next day Super 7 drops the Space Racer. It's just so cool.
I know. Cool. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you for the heads up. What else do we have here? There's these little digital render spinny things are fun, but it looks like a cool vehicle. It doesn't, like, the Copper Kid is tiny. The vehicle is probably going to be about the same footprint as the Electrocharger, I'm guessing. So very cool. Yeah. I hope it's funny. I thought that they would just put this as a set together, but then I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense that they're going to split the figure and the vehicle apart too, which they did with Mandora.
I'm absolutely relieved that they did that.
Yes. Is that because you're like,
that's
I ain't getting the Space Racer?
I have not pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered Copper Kid, and that was about it right now. I think I'll wait on the Space Racer until maybe like it goes on sale or something like that.
Yeah.
I can live with that for now.
Yeah. Bash, you're never late. You're just early for the next show. I'm actually surprised at the turnout that we got today for streaming on the Super Bowl. This renews my faith in humanity that, like, not everybody is going to be glued to the football screen, or they're just watching us clandestinely on the second screen. We appreciate it.
I know, that's so true. I mean, you can still have the game on like mute. You don't need to hear the whistles and all that.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to us more importantly.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my gosh, the Tingle is a very interesting character in the Legend of Zelda, and now that I have seen what Giraffe has wrote, I cannot unsee the Tingle character in the Copper Kid. Thank you, Giraffe. But I'm also a Legend of Zelda fanatic. You can see the huge Majora's Mask behind me, so I'm like, maybe somebody will do a green repaint and make Tingle. I
That
think
is
that's what he
pretty.
said in the game
It
or
is
something
pretty
like
awesome.
that.
So
Um,
you have a lot of excitement going on in terms of your future new toy space, and
yeah,
yeah, that's going to be really
yes.
cool. I've been trying to document mine slowly as it's been coming together.
Yeah, Ken, we have Northern and Southern California covered here. So yeah, Northern
Yeah.
California and Southern California don't care about the Niners. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
You watch what you watch, you like what you like. It's not for us
I
to
think
say
so.
otherwise. But you are
Yeah.
showing us that you prefer to watch us over the Super Bowl because you're all on right now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
action figure archaeologist. Best quote of the day. Michael and Toy Sorcerers have more game than the Super Bowl. Totally.
There you go.
That's awesome. Anything else to touch on before we close out today?
Yeah, I just was gonna share some photos
Do it.
um of the space coming along. I'm just trying to download a couple. And a caveat, my apologies that it's been a little bit of a mess. I you can either share the actual photos or my Instagram page. I don't know which one's going to display better on the
Whatever is
screen.
easier. Ken, I did not know that you were that interested in the Legend of Zelda, so we'll have to talk further.
I guess let's just go to Instagram because it'll be easiest. And it's funny, Michael, that I got so many comments when I started just putting up, hey, like my process has started, and I had a bunch of empty shelves here, and I got so many comments of people saying, I thought you had more toys than that. Especially
That's hilarious.
one certain person, I'm like, patience, people. This is just the beginning. So,
Yeah.
this was just a couple little teaser images I had. But here you can see the room starting to build out. My desk I sit at is right over here to do our YouTube stream, so I'm actually staring at all of this and a big mess on the floor. But a lot of fun things in my collection. I've got Grayskull and Snake Mountain going in here, and then a lot of other fun stuff. I'm trying to mix up some of my vintage toys, some superpowers, and got some Dukes and Karate Kid, and all sorts of cool things there. And then this is the connecting room where I put one glass display case and several sets of other shelves that are going in. And here you can see, some of the collection starting to grow. Absolutely love that I'm able to display this. And then the glass case is starting to fill out. This one was a lot of fun. It's so neat to actually get a place to like showcase kind of like those special pieces that I've had in my collection. I never really had anywhere to put. Like I acquired this Mego Wonder Woman's a while back, and those are really hard to come by. I've got the back metal Silverhawks and some Migos over here, and a bunch
I
of
was gonna
other
ask
various
you,
stuff. But yeah,
what's the criteria for making it into the glass display case? Because I'm gonna have the same issue in a couple weeks.
so
Not issue, but
it's funny because I think I take a look at like kind of one-off pieces, things that are special, some stuff
okay.
that's like either like carded or like that's kind of a little bit of like a jewel piece, and it doesn't have to be value-wise, but
Yeah.
just some things that maybe I only have one or two of. Like I've got the Marshall here from Brave Star. It's the only Brave Star figure I have, so I put him in
Oh
there, and a
yeah.
little Lone Ranger next to him, and or like this 12-inch Mr. T doll because there's no other ones. And just a
I
handful
pity
of
the fool.
Silverhawks. So I think it's your preference, right? Like
Yeah.
what do you want to be like displayed nicely in the glass case? What
Mhm.
makes sense that's not like with
I
the
like
other
that.
toys?
I like that because
Yeah.
then I could be like you and then just dig into so many lines and just like it'll
Hmm.
help me become not a
Yeah.
completist. And it's like, oh, here I'll get this one
Yeah.
thing and I'll put it in there. So I like that
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, see, so then you can do something like that and just have like a couple little cool pieces that make you happy. So I think that's great. And then there's my chipmunks. I dug out like that's my childhood Alvin right there next to
Oh,
them that I
oh
had since
yeah.
I was a kid. And my
So cute.
childhood Gizmo, since I was probably about I don't remember what year Gremlins came out, but that's when I got this Gizmo, and I've had him ever since. So it's a lot of fun to actually get to take those out, and
Yeah.
so you can see a variety of things that you don't get to see in my collection. I've got Strawberry Shortcake and Pony and LJN wrestlers, and then I have a big affinity for like Woodsy Owl and Smokey the Bear, so got to
You
put
have a
those
Smokey
guys
the
out.
Bear room in your house. Yes, you do.
I do. Well, it's a woodland themed media
Yeah.
room, a TV room, and so yeah, there's some Smokey memorabilia in there. I finally got to put those pop figures out that I just recently acquired, because all I had before was She-Ra and Bo with Swiftwind, and so now I've got a space for
Oh, right.
Claudine with a little box, and then these new pop figures I got. Always wanted to display my Karate Kid figures. These are always in a little cubby in my closet, and I had the All Valley tournament like playset little mat for them. I never got to display those together, so it's a lot of fun to have them out. And this is kind of the pride of my Star Wars collection. I have not put the rest of the Star Wars collection out yet because it's big and I'm slowly working on it. So this whole bookcase will be all Star Wars. But I had a couple of these prior to the pandemic. And during the pandemic, I was so bored, I made it my mission to pretty much try and complete the 12-inch Star Wars line.
Oh my God.
And then there's a couple customs in here too. Like there was never an X-Wing Luke or Bespin Luke, so I made those out of vintage Luke figures because I thought they looked cool. Yeah. So and I don't know if I know you collect vintage Star Wars, but these 12-inch dolls or figures or whatever are very hard to come by. Do you have any of these, Michael, or have you seen them?
I just stick to the little ones, and you're probably gonna get me collecting these ones, so I'll let you know in a couple weeks.
Once you see them in hand, like there's something so charming and cute about them. Their face sculpts are just like so spot on to like the figure, the character, or the actor, but like 70 eyes and like that cute vintage charm that they just nailed it, with these guys, and they're so adorable. I love them, so that's part of my pride of my collection. And then a mixture of stuff, some more 50th anniversary Migos, GI Joe classified, and I got some other kind of more modern 12-inch GI Joe there. And I started putting out my O-rings. Finished putting those out last night. There's
with Point Red. Look at that, so cool.
Yeah, and then the Baroness was here yesterday helping me set up the O-ring figures, so I got most of those out. I still have room for some more, and I didn't realize how many little vehicles I had, so they all got thrown into the shelves underneath, and I got plenty of room to build out kind of little scenes for each of those.
I'm staring at my APC over here, and I just remembered that I have a bunch of small vehicles packed away in my shed because I didn't have space, and now I'll have space.
So now this is supposed to inspire you. And one thing I do want to say is I used to have the Sky Striker out on display, and the only place in my old office that was big enough was this flat cabinet right in front of the window. And apparently some sunlight poured into there, and the backside of my Sky Striker has now yellowed. So and the stand. So I'm totally devastated. If anybody out there has an extra HasLab Sky Striker, just the plane and the stand, I'd love to buy it off you for a reasonable price and just try and get rid of this one. But I mean, it displays okay because you can't see the yellowed side, but I know it's there and it's totally killing me. And then this is my McDonaldland collection. I absolutely love this. It's the train, with all the little McDonaldland figures. I folded the base in half just to fit it on this little shelf, but this thing folds open like fully all the way, and then the track can go all the way around, and it works. It's a lot of fun. It's a little wind-up train that spins in circles, and just so much fun to play with.
I was like, you have McDonald's.
I know. I love it. When's the last time you saw Food Fighters? I mean, like, I
Never.
love these. I have these as a kid.
It's been so long.
Yeah, I had them as a kid, so always loved them, and I collected a few more during the pandemic. And then, of course, the Dukes of Hazzard. I'm always a big fan of the TV show in the 80s, and I love the little vintage figures there. And have to round out that 80s TV show with Michael Knight and the talking kit car. So that's always lots of fun. Legends of Dragonor, and of course there I set up finally got to put all of the complete set of Rulers of the Sun figures all together, and they look so good displayed all in one place. Like I just yesterday opened up that 3-pack of the final set with Holographo, Zapman, and what's the last one? Remind me.
Is it Kick? It's a Kickto. Is I think it's the last one.
Kiko, and that's Zapman. But they look so good together, don't they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
So
love it.
cool.
I love it.
I love
So
I love the
yeah,
person who
it was.
consistently commented on your stuff too. So that was awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, there was a certain special somebody who was commenting on it, which I thought was really really
Yeah.
awesome. But that was a lot of fun to finally get to share that with people. I'm still in the process of unpacking. Like I said, I've got like halfway to go. I haven't put out my Star Wars, my Turtles, a lot of MOTU still left to go. Still some classified. So there's a lot to unpack. It's hours and hours of work. So I don't know if you think you're going to take your figures like one by one, but it's a lot of work.
Oh, it is a lot of work. I just want to share some progress on this. There's actually more built out than this. This picture was a couple days old, but they're working very fast. Like they already have the room like framed out and everything. Action Figure Archaeologist was asking, what are the size of your rooms? I know mine is 11 by 16, and so this will give me some idea of like the stuff that you bought, like how's it going to fill out?
Yeah. I actually measured, like I planned my shelves out on not CAD, but just like, sort of a PDF software similar to that to make sure that everything fit properly. My rooms are, I think the room I'm in right now is about 11 by 12, which is kind of a standard, bedroom size. And the connecting room is 11 by 10, but because the partition wall was built between, this used to be one big room. Partition wall was built between them. There's a closet like in this wall right behind me that pops out, and so that takes out 2.5 feet. So I've only got like an 8.5 foot wide space after that. So I put a little sofa so that I could stare at everything, but there's not much room for anything else besides that in that room.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy that you finally get to display all the stuff that's been packed away for so long, because it's like you have you literally have like the coolest stuff. Like I have cool stuff, but like you have tons of cool stuff from like so many properties.
I know, and I still have, there's some more stuff you haven't seen that I haven't unpacked, I was just gonna pull my camera around. Sorry for getting the mess, but here you can see all the shelving that sits in front of me in the room, and this is now what I get to look at while I'm live streaming. And the desk behind me is saved for Eternia, which is going to be awesome. So you get to see Eternia. I'm going to run the monorail as we're on live stream. And that table back there, you can see the vintage Millennium Falcon that's sitting there, and next to that is going to be my vintage Ewok Village. I had to make sure to get the table deep enough to fit those two play sets.
Definitely need deep tables for that stuff, but no, it's cool to see, because then like I can get ideas. And my wife dropped a bomb on me the other day. She's like, I know she saw me, like I was so happy that the third car garage was getting built out. She's like, you can actually keep the room that you're in too. And I was like, what? Because she was going to convert it into a closet. And I was like, okay,
that's what I thought she was going to do too.
I could fit all my stuff down there, but I was like, ooh, what can I do with this room now?
You keep joking around. Are you going to get a flag?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, now I have room for one. So who knows?
Because once your desk is out of there.
Yeah. Once the desk is out of here, I'm probably going to turn this into a media room, because I have a ton of, I have all of the Nintendo consoles from 86 until today, just to play all of the Legend of Zelda games, as they were intended. So I'm like, I think I'll just keep this like a media room. I might just maybe put my Star Wars stuff and Legend of Zelda stuff in here and call it good.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
I know
where you can get a flag if you want.
I know, yeah, you're tempting me. She texts me pictures of this like a complete USS flag from this toy shop that she goes to, and like every week. This is how I ended up, not with you texting pictures, but I was like, I need a vintage Terradrome again, so I just bought one.
Oh man, That thing takes up a lot of room, but now you're gonna have space. So what's the size of the room you're in right now?
I think so. This room is deceiving because it's like Willy Wonka style. The room gets smaller and smaller. You can kind of see the stuff's on a diagonal, and so it's vaulted down this way. And so I lose a lot of wall space to the right of me.
Yeah.
I believe that the room is maybe 11 by 14. So it's similar size to the garage, but it vaults up. And so I will have all 4 walls to do something with instead of basically there's like 2.5 walls in here. So like, yeah. So it'll be interesting. The work is going so fast. I think they're going to be finished this Friday, which is neat because I'm going to move like my day job workspace and the streaming space will be down in the garage now. So I don't bug everyone else with whatever we do here.
That's awesome.
Yes, well, and we definitely need.
Hopefully, be settled.
Yeah, we definitely need the hot tub, the flag in the hot tub. So, I agree, Alice. So, well, that's awesome. Well, good. I'm super glad that you showed all those pictures. I was like, ooh, like I want to see them again.
Yeah, it'll keep going. It's been taking me hours and hours of work every night after work, working on it all week. And this weekend, but and it's going to continue probably at least for another week or two before I get it all unpacked.
Yeah, it's like I envy you and don't envy you at the same time. I'll be where you are maybe in a couple weeks, but I have to like sit in the space for a bit to kind of visualize what I'm going to do with it because it's a blank canvas.
I've been staring at this space for the last couple months since we moved in and just haven't been able to get the shelves ordered and then up, and that was the whole process. But I always envisioned something in my head. So if you do need any, pointers or anything, but these are just IKEA Billy bookcases, which are very common. And I do suggest white because they do display well and all the colors of the figures and everything pop. Which so if any of you out there are thinking about getting shelving or anything for your toys and whatnot, it's a good alternative, and they're very economical because these big tall ones are only like $70 a piece. So
that's cool. Did you see the new Ganon Figma? No, I did not see the new Ganon. I need to see that, so I will be looking for that when we break. So
that's awesome.
Very cool.
Everybody enjoy the rest of the Super Bowl. The game, I'm assuming the game's still going on, right? So I guess I get to catch maybe 3:30
Pacific time. So yeah, it'll be going on for a bit. Yes, but thank you for like either.
My husband left me any of that dip he bought.
Oh, that's what I look forward to the most is like the Super Bowl food. I'm like, forget the game. Let's eat the food.
Yeah, forget the game. But I'll probably be unpacking some more right after the stream. We got a lot more work to do.
Exactly, John. Football, boo. That's right. That's awesome. Well, we made our own
Super Bowl of like,
we made our own Super Bowl here.
There you go.
Alice and Taylor Swift hasn't destroyed it, but the night is young. I might tune in to see what happens there. No, I won't.
There you go.
I know. I'm going to get some to eat and then relax for the rest of the night. I think that's what I'm doing.
That sounds good. Well, we will see you all next weekend. And until then, keep tuned to toyhabits.com because you never know when news is going to break. And just check it daily because we are always posting new stuff.
Yes, we are. We'll have a good Super Bowl Sunday, everyone, and we'll see you next weekend. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.